Jesus spoke to Don Dolindo and revealed to him the greatest sorrow of his Christmas. A confession very few people know, but one that can profoundly change our lives. Jesus entrusted to the servant of God, Don Dolindo Ruotolo, a message that is shocking in its simplicity, yet one we have forgotten. Jesus revealed to him that on Christmas night he suffers a particular kind of cold. But pay attention. It is not the cold of winter. It is another kind of chill. Don Dolindo Ruotolo was a priest from Naples who lived in the 20th century, who carried on his shoulders the cross of misunderstandings, slander, and immense suffering, always with a smile. A soul who spoke with Jesus the way we speak with an intimate friend. For him, Christmas was not a celebration of the past, but a present event. In his interior locutions, Jesus appeared to him not as a majestic judge, but as a small, trembling child knocking at the door of the soul. Imagine the scene. It is Christmas night. Don Dolindo is praying, perhaps in the cold in his little room, and he hears the voice of the Lord. But what the Lord tells him is not a prophecy about the end of the world. Jesus speaks to Don Dolindo and reveals the mystery of his pain. Listen closely to this concept, because this is where our certainties collapse. Jesus says, "I am cold." But what cold is he talking about? Don Dolindo understands that the cold of the cave of Bethlehem was nothing compared to the icy chill Jesus felt coming from the hearts of men. Jesus explains to Don Dolindo that the true winter is our lack of trust. Think about it for a moment. We arrive at Christmas full of anxieties. We are full of ourselves, of our fears, of our calculations. Here is the first shocking point. Jesus makes Don Dolindo understand that when we worry too much, when we live in anxiety, we are leaving Jesus out in the cold. Because anxiety is like shutting the door in the face of divine providence. It is like saying to God, "I don't trust you, I'll do it myself." And in that, "I'll do it myself," the soul freezes. Don Dolindo says that Jesus makes himself small, precisely so as not to frighten us, to beg for our love. Yet we treat him like a stranger, or worse, like a plaster statue to dust off once a year. But let's go deeper. Don Dolindo often describes a spiritual vision in his Christmas letters to his spiritual daughters. He sees the baby Jesus not staying still in the manger. He sees him reaching out his little hands. Jesus says to Dolindo's soul, "I come down from heaven to seek a refuge, and the refuge I want is your heart." We are used to thinking that at Christmas we have to ask something from God. "Lord, give me health, give me peace, give me money." Instead, Don Dolindo turns everything upside down. At Christmas, it's not you who asks God, it's God who asks you. Don Dolindo points out an incredible paradox. The Almighty, the one who created the galaxies, made himself unable to feed himself, unable to cover himself. Why? To force us to draw near to him. If he had appeared in glory, we would have run away in terror because of our unworthiness. But in front of a crying child, who runs? Who is afraid? Jesus says to Dolindo, "I made myself nothing so that you would not fear approaching my all." Reflect. How many times have you been afraid of God? Afraid of not being good enough? Of not having prayed enough? Don Dolindo's vision wipes away this fear. Jesus does not ask you to be perfect at Christmas. He asks you to take him in your arms. He asks you to stop staring at your sins and to look into his eyes searching for you. And here we arrive at the solution. How do you warm this child? How do you remove that cold that makes him cry? Don Dolindo left us the most powerful weapon, one that applies especially at Christmas. Jesus revealed to Don Dolindo that the fire that warms him is not great penances. It is the act of abandonment, total surrender. Imagine telling the baby Jesus as you look at him in the manger, "Jesus, I have 1,000 problems. I have that debt, that illness in the family, that wound in my heart. But see, you are small, and I become small with you. I won't think about it anymore. You think about it." In that moment, Don Dolindo says, the miracle happens. The soul that surrenders becomes the warm cradle of Jesus. When you stop agitating and say, Jesus, take care of it, it is as if you wrapped the baby Jesus in a thick, warm wool blanket. He stops crying. He smiles. And do you know what happens when baby Jesus smiles within the soul? All the problems that seemed like insurmountable mountains begin to melt like snow in the sun. Jesus said to Don Dolindo, "Why do you panic? Let me do it. I am the King of Kings, even in the manger." This is the power of Christmas, according to Don Dolindo. He enters the filth of the stable, which is our misery, and transforms it into a royal palace, but he can do it only if we give him the keys, only if we give him permission. Surrender is that permission. Now I want to speak to you directly. Jesus, through the words of Don Dolindo, is asking you a precise question today. Will you leave me out in the cold for yet another year? Leaving him out in the cold means continuing to want to control everything, continuing not to forgive that relative, continuing to despair about the future. Every time you despair, the stable of your heart becomes icy. Every time you say, Jesus, I trust you, you light a fire. Don Dolindo used to say that one act of trust is worth more than 1,000 fasts. So here is the challenge for this Christmas. Don't worry if you haven't done great things. Don't worry if your prayer was distracted during the year. Come before the baby Jesus with your empty hands. Actually, come with your trash, with your miseries. Give him everything. Give him your tiredness. He came for that. He came to take what we throw away. Baby Jesus is waiting for you. He is not waiting for the perfect you that you wish you were. He is waiting for the real you, today, with all your fragility. He only wants you to take him in your arms and tell him you take care of it. If we do this, we will feel a peace the world cannot give. We will feel that this child is not just a statue, but the living God who fights for us. I would like us to make a concrete gesture now, all together, like a true praying community, an act to warm baby Jesus as Don Dolindo taught us. Let's all write in the comments a very small phrase, but one that is a powerful prayer. It is our way of saying to Jesus, come in, there is room for you here. Everyone write, baby Jesus, take care of it. Do it now. Write it. Baby Jesus, take care of it. May this act of trust transform your Christmas into a miracle of peace. Merry Christmas, and may the blessing of Don Dolindo come down upon each one of you.